Welcome back, Hobbits. Today I'm going to be talking about the Ainur. In the very beginning there was Aru, the one who dwelt in the void, and whose name in Elvish was Ulvatar. As is told in the Ainurlindal, thoughts came from Ulvatar, to which he gave eternal life through the power of the flame imperishable. Ilúvatar named these creations the Ainur, the Holy Ones. They were the first race, and they inhabited the timeless halls that Ilúvatar had fashioned for them. The Ainur were great spirits, and each was given a mighty voice that he could sing before Ilúvatar for his pleasure. When he had heard each sing, Ilúvatar had called them to him and proposed that they should sing in concert. This was what the tales call the music of Ainur, in which great themes were made as individual spirits sought supremacy or harmony according to their nature. Some proved greater than others, some were powerful in goodness, some in evil, yet in the end, though the battle of sound was terrible, the music was great and beautiful. From this harmony and strife, Ilúvatar created a vision that was a globed light in the void. With a word and the flame imperishable, Ilúvatar then made Ea, the world that is. Elves and men later named it Arda, the earth. The music became the doom of Arda, and the fate of every race was bound to it, save that of the late coming race of men, whose end nobody but Ilúvatar knew. So it was told that after Arda was made, some of the Ainur went down into this newly created world, where they were known as the powers of Arda. Later they were thought by men to be gods. Those who were good among them were guided by their knowledge of the will of the Ilúvatar, while others strove to fulfill their own ends. Whereas in the timeless halls they had been beings of purest spirit, within Arda they were limited to power by choosing to inhabit the bounds of time and the small space of the world. Further within Arda they took on separate shapes, each according to his nature and the elements he loved, and though not bound to a visible form, they most often wore these shapes as garments, and in later ages they were known to elves and men in these forms. In the Valaquenta, a part of long history of the Ainur who inhabited Arda and shaped the world is written. It tells how the kingdoms of Almaren, Utomno and Angband were built in Middle-earth, and how this kingdom of Valinor was made in the undying lands of Aman. It also speaks of how the Ainur brought forth light and the count of time, and how there were terrible wars among them that shook Arda, and it gives the names and forms of many of the mightiest of race. In Arda, the elves decided to divide the race into the Vala and the Maya. Those of the Ainur counted among the Vala are Manwe, the Wind King, Vara, Queen of the Stars, Ulmo, Lord of the Waters, Niena, the Weeper, Eul, the Smith, Yavanna, Giver of Fruits, Orome, Lord of the Forest, Vana, the Youthful, Mandos, the Keeper of the Dead, Vair, the Weaver, Lorien, Master of Dreams, Este, the Healer, Talkas, the Wrestler, Nessa, the Dancer, and Melkor, later named Morgoth, the Dark Enemy. Many of the Ainur were counted among the Maya, but only a few were named in the histories that have come down to men. Eonwe, Herald of Manwe, Ilmare, Maid of Varda, Osse, of the Waves, Unen, of the Calm Seas, Melian, Queen of the Sindar, Ardian, the Sun, Tilian, the Moon, Sauron, the Sorcerer, Gothmog, the Lord of Balrogs, including the wizards, Alorian, which is Gandalf, Awendil, which is Radagast, Curanir, which is Saruman, Alatar and Palandor is also the other two wizards. In the histories of Middle-earth, there also appears to have been other Maya, Thurangwethil, the vampire, Ungoliant, the spider, Dragluin, the werewolf, Goldberry, the River Daughter, and Iarwain Ben Adar, which is Tom Bombadil. As it has been said, only some of the Ainur went down to Arda. A greater part has always lived in the timeless halls, but it has been foretold that at the world's end of the Vala and the Maya shall rejoin the kindred in the timeless halls. Among those who return will also be the Eranhini, the children of Ilúvatar, who came forth upon Arda. Once again there shall be great music, this shall be mightier than the first, it shall be unflawed, filled with wisdom and sadness, and beautiful beyond compare. Once again, thank you very much for listening. All my referencing is from A Guide to Tolkien by David Day.